Fuck. Good enough for me. Hey everyone, we are on number 5 and 4 of my top 10 albums of 2018. Let's cut the bullshit straight into it. I forget which one's number 5, to be honest. Kicking things off is Sir's latest album, November, and honestly, a kind of funny story is that I downloaded this thing as soon as it came out. I knew it was a part of the Top Dog Entertainment label, so I was kind of interested. I love Kendrick Lamar. I like a lot of people in it, SZA especially as well. Not a big deal, but I kind of just brushed over the first few tracks in this thing and then dismissed it. So in about early September, a friend from my residence named Peyton recommended me this album, or showed me a few songs, and I realized that I definitely went stupid mode and did not really think about this album when I should have, because holy shit, I fucking adore this thing. Now, I don't want to compare this to Daniel Caesar's last album, Freudian, which is easily my favorite R&B album of all time, also the best of last year, probably my top album of last year, but this thing, it's hard to explain. I feel like it's probably one of the best R&B albums this year, but it's nowhere near as well-defined and perfect as I thought Freudian was. So, with that being said, don't be disheartened. This thing is still, like, worth your time. The whole aesthetic of the album is that we're on some interstellar space travel. It is just Sir and his female AI. The bitch's name is Kay, apparently. I just did a quick searchy search. Back onto this thing, this fucking beautiful little project. I think the biggest draw to this album to me is that it's got this really cool, aesthetically, like, wavy dystopia sound. And his vocals are pretty much on point for at least, like, 95% of this album. He's very consistent at keeping it, like, keeping his voice on point, making sure his flow is nice, making sure the beat is catchy, all that fun stuff. Some of the songs I absolutely adore, and I'll go one by one for these ones because I have to. Something Foreign. The starting instrumental for this song is just so, it just draws me in. It's so fucking good. And then we have Schoolboy Q, I think, on it. Schoolboy Q comes on, kills it, great job. The whole team, you know, doing their thing, TDE flexing their shit. I like it. Not one of the best song in my opinion. Devils or De-Evils is also really groovy and catchy. Has a few stale points to the songs, but the beat is just so hypnotizing. I love it. Then we have Something New, which is easily my favorite song, if not the second best song. This song was the only reason I listened to this album a second time and gave it a second chance. There is just something so beautiful about it. I love his howling vocals and like this. It's like this almost like nighttime, like lonely cry for help. It's just so good. It's just so perfect, and he knows what style he wants to go for. He keeps the whole album consistent. The theme of it is just exploding with flavor, so you're not even getting bored, even if you don't like the track. You know that he's still staying in character for this album, which I really like. Then we have Never Home, which is this, it's just this big fuck you to like everyone who gets angry or upset over the tiniest details, and you just really can't put up with it today. It's like this song is just so smooth, laid back, and just kind of funny, a little bit corny at times because of how little Sir cares. Like, he really is playing the character of just like, I don't have time for this. Like, you're wasting your time yelling at me. There's so many funny one-liners in this thing. I could go over them, but I won't. I'll throw them on the screen somewhere. Yeah. Next song, this is the only one that would compete for my favorite, War. It's just beautiful. It's like this rainy day kind of like lament, like bawling out for like love. I don't know. It tackles this theme of like, I'm not gonna give up for this girl. You know, you're persistent. You want to keep going. Like you need to do some big display of affection to get their affection back. There are corny bars in here, but like, I'm kind of sappy with it. They're more sappy than corny, and they're just fun. I love it. It's so smooth. He changes his voice up on these songs. It just reminds me of how well he is at just kind of pulling from Kendrick, where he can tell a story really well by changing his voices. He does the same thing here, Sir, and it is excellent. Like, it is really, really well placed and is perfectly executed. This thing is impressive. I don't know how this thing slipped under my radar for so long. Even the song Better, which would be the last song I really will talk about. Not a huge fan of the entire song of itself. You know, I understand the appeal for the song. It just doesn't really click with me because I really love this smooth and like laid back wavy R&B, especially on this album. But right at the end of this song is just a little skit where, you know, the song Better is all about, you know, she'll do better without me. Like, it's not really my place to be here anymore. Like, I know she'll be happier. So what happens is at the end of the song, keeping in tune with this whole theme of like being on space alone with just this one girl who's just an AI, maybe like a ripoff to the movie Her, the one about the cell phone, doesn't matter. But Sir just says like delete the song. Like, I don't want to. Like, he's kind of just like, we're giving up. We're burying the hatchet. We're getting rid of everything so I can finally move on. And then the AI plays this song Ultralight, which is like a skit song, and it is just so fucking creamy. Ooh, ooh, ooh-wee. I fucking love the outro to this song. And like, Dreaming of Me and Summer and November are both excellent tracks as well. Really pulling on this like slow, groovy, focusing just on the voices. Oh, I do have to mention, Dreaming of Me has this amazing bass line that you need to listen to if you are any fan. If you like any song with a little bit of pep to it, you will fucking adore Dreaming of Me. It is nice and slow. It is smooth. Oh. As for this album in general, the cover art kind of confuses me a bit, but like, I understand where it's coming from. Like, I always thought it was like a pupil to an eye. I think that's what it is, actually. I'm pulling it up right here. I'm looking at it. It's like some weird like altered eye pupil to look like some spacey shit. Who cares? The whole album, really well done. Sir, he is officially on my radar. I'm excited to hear what he's going to put up next. I hope he goes in a new direction and takes us to a new adventure. I really like this idea that he can just play this character. Even if he goes consistent and like makes the next album like in the same like canon as this one, where we're in this still universe where you're just flying around with just an AI, because in the actual music it says like 37% of the way done this journey, and he has like 80 billion light years left to go or something like that. That's cool. I like it. It's consistent. It's great. It's honestly, it deserves the 5 spot. It's, you know, it's like perfectly right in the middle. Like, I think this thing is one of the better sides, and like, it does have some things that restricts it from being number 1. This next one should not be a surprise. This thing had to make my list, of course. What is it? Is it no? Nope, try again. It's Drake's album Scorpion. I'm kidding. Fuck you. It's Taboo by Denzel Curry. Oh my god, I'm sorry if I offended anyone who was excited to see me talk about Drake, but you should have never saw that coming unless he put a masterpiece out. Masterpiece. Anywho, howdy who. Mr. Curry, another artist, and this is ironic that these artists are getting paired up in my lists. Like, this is just natural. I just see like some kind of connections between them. But what I was gonna say about Denzel is that he's another artist that slipped under my radar for a while. When his album came out, I was actually not really aware that it was coming out. I kind of looked on my phone, and I follow a subreddit called Hip Hop Heads, so they update me on all the new albums coming out so I can be there first and put on my Instagram story first. It's my job. Anywho, Hauser, as I was saying, geez, go off topic one more time, Park. Denzel is an artist that after Ultimate, I didn't really follow his other albums. He put out Imperial some time ago. I heard that was really good, but I never got to listening to it, so I always thought Denzel was just this meme artist. Boy, oh boy, was I wrong, because when Taboo dropped in 3 separate portions, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, he released it in 3 separate portions of 4 songs. You can think of it as 3 EPs or 1 full album. EPs were Light, Gray, and Dark. Am I going to review them all 3 separately? No. I'm going to treat them all as the same thing because it is beautiful what he does here. Now, truth be told, the ones I find the most pleasing to listen to and the ones that caught me the most was the light and the gray portions of it. And here's why. For this album, Denzel tackled a little bit more of a cool, structured album. And I hate to say fucking cool, that's like a stupid word, but like, they want to do an artistic creation, you know, put some awesome spin to it, give it a little bit of theme. So in the same way that Sir made his album about this like interstellar travel and women and relationships, Denzel went for this theme of light, gray, and dark, where we're gonna progressively get darker and darker in themes and stuff throughout this album, and he does it really, really well. I'll tell you that right now. Once you get to the 4th song of any act, like, that's the darkest point of that act, and it's just gonna keep going down. So what do I mean by that? We can start with the first song, Taboo, which is, oh my god, it blew me away right away. I was not expecting Denzel to be able to pull off this awesome groove, this funky flow, and he opens up quite a bit on this song. We get to know a lot of details about Denzel's life, and it's all kind of contrasted to this awesome little chorus where he's like, welcome to the darker side of Taboo. Even though we start in the light side, This is Denzel telling us that this is going to be his darkest song, like personally. Like, this isn't going to be dark music. This is going to be like the deepest and darkest depths of Denzel. Fuck, why do I do that all the time? Anywho, this song is absolutely beautiful. You really have to just listen to what Denzel's saying in this thing. This is a song that is purely based on lyrics, but is also just nice enough to groove to. It literally hits all the check marks in my book. Black Balloons is this awesome, flashy display of what Denzel can do with his voice. He's all over the place. We got a feature from Gold Link. Pretty awesome. I think I know all the words to this song. Like, it was addictive when I first heard it. It's in my vlogs. Cool little plug right there. Cash Maniac is a song that I didn't think I would like, and I didn't like it that much at first, but holy shit do I enjoy it. Like, this thing is so much fun to listen to. It's got this awesome, like, vintage, you know, beach town, like, synths, and it's just like the 90s or something. It's got some awesome little aesthetic to it. It's like one of those vaporwave kind of songs, especially at the end. Holy shit, I love hearing that outro. But this thing quickly grew up on me. Like, I didn't think I would like the girl's chorus. I think, what's her name? Oh, I feel bad. I should probably say her name. It's like Niger. Uh-oh, that sounds racist. No, it actually is. It's like, I'm gonna put it there. That's what her actual name is. I'm sorry if I was rude. Still, a light, kind of fun song. A lot more fun on this track. Then we have Sumo, and remember when I said that the fourth song in every act kind of just goes... Nope. So that's not quality of song going down. That is theme of song, and it is getting progressively darker. Sumo is just aggressive, in your face, yelling at you. I love the line, choppa eat blank like chowda, rada 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 rada. Next song is Super Saiyan Superman. That's fun. Not a lot to say about this one. This one's a lot, really convoluted. It's the intro track for the gray portion of this album, and it is a lot to take in. Like, once you get to the gray part, it is just all thrown at you. You gotta sit down, read those lyrics, like, read those fucking lyrics. He puts some fucking poetry in these songs, and I love that about Denzel. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but the dark portion of this album is just so, like, crazy to me that, like, I still haven't discovered everything about it. I'm a little bit afraid to poke that box, because I know it's gonna get, like, mental, especially with, like, you know, JPEG Mafia and that one guy and do. What are you gonna say, Parker? Strange transition. What do I think about Super Saiyan Superman? It's fun to say. It's fun. It's honestly, like, it's thematically there, and it's entertaining to listen to. Like, there are songs I like, and I will talk about, like, the details of them, and there are songs that I am content with, and I'm like, that is a good song, but I am just not, like, feeling it. Switch It Up is just this awesome little, yeah. That's how I feel about it. Switch It Up has this awesome, like, demented, tortured kind of vibe to it. It doesn't really lyrically deal with anything crazy, but it has this awesome booming instrumental that backs up Denzel's crazy, like, phonetic voice. Let's talk about Denzel's voice for a bit. This guy did not lack on this album. He's got all the energy. If I said Pusha T brings energy to Daytona, like, Denzel is like, he did cocaine. He did cocaine before this album. That's what I'm saying. There is so much just pure, raw, violent energy on this thing. It just stimulates. It's awesome. Now, I do say violent energy, but he tones it down for the songs that are a little bit smoother, and he keeps and bumps it up for the dark and twisted, demented ones. Oh, this album has so much flavor. I love how you can kind of just picture what is going on inside of his head. Especially his album art. Now, I brought that up for Sir, and I didn't really go anywhere with it, except for, like, I was a bit confused. This is one of those albums where the album art kind of actually benefits the project. Like, I love the aesthetic of it. I love what it's telling us. I love how you can see all the shades on his face. Like, very artistic, very awesome vision with this thing. It makes you realize that this project isn't just some stupid rapper talking about drugs, money, and blow, and that it's, like, a real artist making music, making art. So to say, the next song, last one I will talk about, Sirens. I didn't even talk about how every song has like a letter number counterpart to it after, where it replaces the S's with Z's and... Shut up, Parker. Sirens is a fucking banger. Like, this thing is just all over the place. It's got this awesome, like, fast pace, like, running through like a jungle kind of shit. Like, it's hard to explain. Denzel is just spitting fast. And did I mention JID is featured in this song? Because this guy shows us how good he is at sprinting. Metaphorically, this is just my stupid analogy in my head. This song is the definition of, like, rap. Like, this thing is fast taste. This is showing off how good these two are at lyricism and flow. And it is one of the best tracks on this album. Like, if not the best hip-hop track, I would say Taboo is like a really awesome, like, groove kind of mix of R&B hip-hop. See, I hate the umbrella term of hip-hop and R&B, but like, that's how I describe it. Sirens is like the hardest, like the best hard song, and then Taboo is kind of like the best of the soft songs. Now, the last portion of this album is the dark side, and I'm not, like, there's a lot I don't know about this thing, but I know, like, I've read some lyrics on this thing. I've been listening to this project front to back. It has stuff in there that is like stuff that I haven't even ventured into, and I already know I like it a lot. This album as a whole is still an untapped little well of knowledge. What the fuck are you saying? An untapped little well of just enjoyment. This thing is not gonna get boring for a while, and I'm really excited to see what Denzel puts out next. He's gonna make a more artistic approach to his album. He's gonna do a more like fun rap album. This guy could do anything with his talents. So, how do I feel about Denzel's project? If I wanted to summarize this thing, you got 3 parts. I fucking love the first part because I'm a man of smooth grooviness. The second part is the perfect amount of aggressiveness that I like. The third part is only when I'm at the gym and I need to just beat the fuck out of some weights. So the album has a portion of itself that kind of fits for everyone. There will be something that everyone will like in this album. And because of that and the fact that it is also a really well-constructed album, Denzel blew himself out of the water here. He really outdid himself. That is the it for this video. Here's the recap. It's November by Sir and Taboo by Denzel Curry. I like the fuck out of both of these projects. I hope you do too. I hope you listen to both of them. I hope one of these albums, or both of them, you may not have known about, and now you get the chance to experience it for the first time yourself. I guess what I'm just trying to say is, you guys are awesome. Thank you for sticking with me for so long. The next 3 albums, which I am deathly excited to talk about, will be in separate videos. I think they're going to be coming out. I might take a break for Christmas. Please don't hurt me for that, but I'm doing my best out here, you know? Daily uploads is hard. It's hard being a content creator. Anywho, love you guys. See ya. I personally love getting high.
Update complete.
Report.
Engine set up to 75%. Shields at 80%. Reserve power depleted. 12 trillion kilometers away from our destination.
Thank you, Kay. Initiate sleep mode.
Sleep mode initiated.